And to be honest, I think we had enough. We are Bram and Simon. Every week we get closer to our main goal, starting van life. This van will be a technical masterpiece when Bram is ready with it. So many cables can only lead to a van life with many switches and outlets. Meanwhile, nothing goes as planned, but other things just fall into place. Come along!
We can take this ride wherever it goes, as long as you're with me, I feel at home.
Welcome to a new week of our van build. Today we're gonna continue with installing the solar panels and even connecting them. And maybe later today we can tell you more about even a third option to charge our battery. But first, dive into the solar panels and get that working. For those who are still not subscribed yet, please subscribe and help us grow our channel. How are you doing?
Great.
It's dark.
Yeah. With our first solar panel we mounted the panel directly to the aluminium beam. But that took like 1.5 hours to connect one solar panel. So now we're going to use these brackets. We can mount it on the beam and then just drill a hole and connect the solar panel to the beam. It will be a lot quicker. So the disadvantage of using this system is that it will take like 4 centimeters more space than just putting the solar panels directly to each other. But we have space enough, so it's fine. Well, I'm connecting these cable clamps and then I can tie rip the solar cable to this. Then it won't wiggle when we drive.
The solar panels are fixed on the roof, and now I'm going to the roof and plug it in, and Bram is going to stay here and watch how it explodes.
Or just works.
Or just works.
This is our solar charger. Cables are hanging quite loose now, but I'm going to fix it as soon as we're going to start on the interior. All the cables are connected, so if Simon plugs in the connector, it should do something. It should go to absorption.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Well, I think we have to drive outside.
Oh yeah, of course.
So yeah, it's working. It's not so sunny, so it only does 42 watts now, but it's working.
So in about 200 hours the battery is full?
Yeah.
No, not 200 hours.
No.
I think 75 hours.
It's doing 70 now, so
Oh, it's going up.
yeah.
But the sun is coming out.
Yeah.
The second energy source for the battery is working.
Yeah.
Now we can work on the third one.
Only one to go, and that is the charging while driving. I want to tell you why we've chosen for these solar panels, and our main 2 reasons were size and the power of the panels. And we've chosen for these ones because they fit between the car, and you have a size bigger, but then they will stick out quite a bit. So therefore we've chosen for these panels, and they are 215 watts peak. So in total we have 430 watts. I have no idea if that's enough for us, but yeah, that's just trying and see if it's enough. I'm now going to install our relay that ensures that while driving we can charge our domestic battery. But before it will charge our domestic battery, it will measure the voltage of our starter battery, and it has to be full before it will switch our domestic battery with it. So we can never drain our domestic battery.
Yeah, and then we can charge the domestic battery while driving.
Yeah, while driving with the generator.
And why are you installing it over here?
Well, because the manual says it has to be close to our starter battery. And I think it's the most practical to do it here because I have space here. Well, space, just enough, but. And then it's as close as possible to the starter battery.
And we always follow the manual.
Of course.
While Bram is installing the relay, I'm going to finish up the roof rack. Yesterday we only installed the beams on the sides, and now we need beams in between. So I'm going to the top of the van install the beams in between. Choosing for this system for the roof rack was a really good choice, I think. For the solar panels we've got little cable clips. We can mount the solar panels on top, the mounting system is on the bottom, and on the side we're gonna mount lights. So we're using all the sides that are available. And you've got a lot of accessories like these brackets that you can mount on the corners so they will look nice from the outside too. So I'm really happy with this construction. Let's finish it up. So another moment of truth.
Hopefully.
Will the battery explode?
I hope not. If the blue LED is blinking every 2 seconds, then it's connecting, and when it's solid blue, then it is charging.
Okay, that wasn't as spectacular as I hoped. Luckily, no explosion. Now we have to wait for the battery to be full, and then it will charge the domestic battery. So an update when it's charging. It's working!
It's working, yay! So now I have to tighten everything up because it's a mess. So I'm going to fix the relay to the wall, and I'm going to clean out all of the cables and install them nicely. The big advantage of the relay we have is that, for instance, when our starter battery is empty, we have a button. When we press it, our domestic battery will charge our starter battery for 30 seconds. So even when our starter battery is empty, we can always jump start it with our domestic battery. And I think that's a big advantage.
So that was a little bit frustrating because we use these little things inside the aluminum profile. And apparently we've got 3 different sizes bolts. And I didn't know that. I thought we had 2 sizes. So I took the smaller one and it wasn't the right one. So that took me 15 minutes of frustration why it wasn't working. But it's all fixed now, it's secured, so on to the next one. So the roof rack is done for now. The next thing we're gonna mount on it is some lights and a roof deck, but that has no priority, so that will come later. First we're gonna do other things inside the van.
Our beds arrived a couple of days ago and we are very curious if it will fit. And if it doesn't fit, we are going to see what we have to change to fit it. Oh, here they are.
Hello. Let's try.
Let's try. As you can see, the bed fits perfectly between the van.
We even have space left, I think.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And they are electrical.
Yeah, we are like a little bit spoiled, I think. It's more glamping now.
Yeah. So we can adjust them electrically.
We can raise our legs and raise just our upper
Back.
body. So yeah, it's quite luxury, I think, for a van.
Yeah. Let's get the other one and see how it fits.
Yep.
Okay, what do you think about the beds?
Well, I think it's very comfy, even without a mattress. But, well, I'm happy we fit.
Yeah. As you can see here, we've got 15 centimeters of unused space at the end of the van. So we're thinking about cutting an edge of the bed so we can move everything a little bit more backwards. That's a lot of work, so we're thinking about if it's worth it and the risk of ruining the bed, but I think it is. So let's see. Yesterday we discovered some water. So it's leaking somewhere. And it's probably not the window because it comes from above. Yeah. But above is nothing. So we are going to investigate where the water is coming from.
Head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With
We're thinking maybe it's caused by the roof rack. We don't know how, but the leakage came one day after we installed the roof rack, so yeah. We tried everything to reproduce the leakage, but nothing happens. So maybe we just have to wait for another rainy day with a whole day of rain. I think that won't be a problem here. Until then, we just don't cover it up. We just keep a close eye on it.
Yeah. Wait and see. We already have our water tank of 98 liters that is specially made for the Citroen Jumper. But now we want to measure how many space we have left for our grey water tank. So that is what we're going to do now. We did the measurements and we now know which tank we want to order. When the tank is in, we will tell you more about our water system. Let's see the damage you have done. My god. He just broke the screw, so now it's stuck exactly where our light has to be.
No, I can place them a little bit.
No, then it's not in the middle.
Yeah, but maybe it's even better when it's a little bit to the middle.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's so nice working with you.
Working with professionals. Are the electrics ready yet? Then it's...
No, because I have to film you or help you, so...
Oh. Look out.
It should be working now. I'm now working on the electrics. Just to clarify, this side is for the distribution of the 12 volts coming out of the battery. And on this side we have all the controls for all our 12 volt users, like our water pump, boiler, everything we have in the van. So all the users will get the power from this side, and from this side one thick cable will go to our control panel that will be somewhere there in the van, and from that control panel we can turn off and on all the appliances we have. The advantage of that is that every user will have its own fuse. So if one fuse is blown, the rest of the appliance will still be working. And you can turn off all users from one place. And because we live off a battery, we want to have the option to turn everything off when we do not use it. That way we will save a lot of battery power.
One of the things I like a little bit less about building the van, because the space is so tiny, we can't do other things. We just need to finish up the flooring and the electrical stuff first. When that is done, we can do a lot of things, but this has to be done first. And to be honest, I think we had enough of electrical stuff and flooring. This week's plan is to go as hard as we can and finish it up as soon as possible. And then go on with the fun stuff. So the Armaflex of the next floor piece is in. Now we can lay the vapor barrier and then mount the next floor piece. But first we have to get rid of all the cables.
Well, not get rid.
No, get them out of sight and get them so we can mount the floor piece. Okay, what happened?
Well, while screwing down the floor, we screwed through our cable.
For a moment we forgot the spare cables for a second battery.
So now we have pulled out the cables and now we need to get some new cables tomorrow and install the plates tomorrow or later.
The floor piece.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I really hoped at the end of this week I could tell you the electrics were done and the floor was in, but it's still not done. I really hope next week we will finish it up, because I'm really excited to install the beds and go on with the interior. Thanks for watching this week's vlog. If you want to learn more about how we install the bed, our fridge and much more, then please subscribe and like, leave a comment below, and we see you next week. Bye bye.